Oh, right. I forgot a few more things. And the reason why I'm coming on here again because of this blood moon. It is a cleansing. Other people are going to be doing some other things. At the same time, it's a cleansing of even the blood that we've even caused, or even that's within ourselves that we want to go ahead and cleanse. A menstruation cycle. We can use it like a menstruation cycle. Okay, even the women can use it as a menstruation cycle. It starts out with menstruation cycle, and again, going back to being like water, as the sunfish, is feminine, and she does go ahead and produce what 300,000 or 3 million babies. I think it's 300,000. No, 3 million or 300 million. 300 million. I gotta look at those numbers again, but it's a 300 for sure. Okay, I'm just spacing right now. But then that seahorse can give deliver up to 20,000, right? And again, we're still talking about babies. We're talking about growth, all right? That's what we're talking about. And inside of this right here, this menstruation period of this, if we're utilizing it in the way that I'm talking about anyway, is that we're clearing out our whole reproductive system. All right? And so that's the reason why I'm coming back to, because I have wrote some other situations and names, because we have to, as it is spoken inside the Bible anyway. He asked them, the demons and everything, before he sent them into the pigs. He said, "What is your name?" He said, "Legion, for we are many." Well, I did show you at one point in time how, the legion that's connected to the military, this faction and so forth that Eugene Brown Jr. was in, at least, is kind of like similar. You know what I mean? And still in the thing of cleansing is what I'm bringing this up for, because we had to call him by name, and that's the reason why I brought that up. He said, "What is your name?" They just gave him Legion, for we are many, so they really didn't give you any names. You see what I'm saying? But he still gave you the implied thing of calling him out by names. So no one can duck or dodge, so therefore they'll know. We're speaking directly to them. Okay? So the first one, going back to that of when I was speaking on Alex and shooting, trying to shoot him some money when I was going through some things myself, and did go ahead and hook him up with somebody that send him some money over there where he's at. All right. During that time, also, I did go ahead and reach out to a cousin that was over in Germany, and I skipped over that part of Germany because I just got off subject of track of my thought, but I want to come back to it because along with Anne or Anne, not taking that computer course, even if she didn't want it, then that would have been fucking me to go ahead and learn. But again, they didn't want that. They didn't want that. Okay? And even be inside of the house. And I would even taught my children. But they didn't want that. They didn't want that. Okay? So at the same time, I had a cousin that was over there, and he was a couple of hours away, and I never got up there to go see him. But he never got to come down and see me either. His name is Andy Johnson. Okay? So this is Mary Jean, or what she calls herself, Mira now, but she's just an Army, which is the same word, Mary. Jean, okay? Also taking plausibly whatever Eugene took in order to enhance whatever at the time, plausibly, okay, because they both went to the same Gene or John, hey, how I, business school, there was the only like that in the country. If we looked it up and everything, high school, okay, they all bragged on that. And then their other sister Vivian bragged on going down to Laura Spelman College, you know, and trying to toot a horn that everybody didn't toot it. Okay, and even Andy Gene's son, John again, Gene, the son of Gene, just kept the genes going. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it in the genes, honestly. You can see it. So I had asked him to send me. I was speaking with him, and he had a different thought form and trying to steer me in different directions and so forth too. I'm thinking, so, but we conversed on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And I had him and Ruben, okay, the Ruben, like the rat. You know what I'm saying? Who slept with his 622 on the clock, slept with his father's wife, like I spoke on there. He's sleeping with his mother, I believe, and even the sister too. Okay, because after I brought up different things, he got nervous, and then even after I went over there for the we set it up for the passing, what's it called, wake, the body that we didn't have of Rosalie. It was 18 years old since I had seen Anne, and she did not come to see me, not at one bit. Okay? No. Neither did Princelle. Nope. Sure didn't. And I did speak to her on the phone prior to that. No, told her I was going to be. No, didn't do it. So all these things was like inside of my. But Andy, I did ask him to send me some money. But he didn't want to have a connection because he was the one that was sending the money to over in Germany to put inside one of the connections to put inside different banks and so forth. At least via Mary Jean. All right. And the other route was definitely through Anne or Anne and the Staubach family or the Kopp family of Roth and Schwabach. 911. Lady Gaga, 911, 26. Right? And so I wanted to state that because these people are also involved in it. And and in the copying, okay, the copying of the material, the shutting down of my first page, second page, even the second Facebook page, a lot of material is gone, just straight gone. Okay. What else here? I just want to put this out here because, this is supposedly your blood. So we got to do some cleansing of it. Cleansing of the blood. Especially if it's supposed to be, because if it's not, then it ain't supposed to be. And so that right there, when he sent the money, he put it up under his wife's name. So therefore, there wasn't a linkage to him. Okay? There wasn't a linkage to him right away. But Andy means Anunnaki also. Andy means Anunnaki. He's like the Andy Mountains, San Andreas fault. Whose fault was it? The Andes. The Anunnaki's fault, who actually put that together. Cali again was separated, but in order to bring it there, and so a lot of the structures in which they brought together, weaved together, or even sunk different cities and everything, those same cities that they sunk are going to come back up. These faults that they put together, built together, and everything are going to split apart, you know? And that's what's happening right now, not only with the landmass, but within this body itself, within the body itself. And that's in each of our own particular body and each of the families, either born into, adopted into, or we assimilated by gangs, groups, tribes, clans, however it is you want to do. A lot of them are trembling right now and breaking apart. So that's another reason why the surge is also in order for the teachings to go ahead and keep them in sowing, keep them, up under making the sacrifices that needs to be made in order to keep their different covenants, whether it be a blood covenant, which would probably be going fire like a motherfucker tonight, blood moon, or that of a nefesh, really from the soul and spirit in the intention that I'm saying it, not in the spirit intention. I'm sorry, vibration of the forked tongue word. All right. So, yeah, that right there was the only thing that I wanted to go ahead and, no, one more again, because, and this is there with Verenia. See, she didn't. I even when I went over to grab the CMOS, I wanted her to go ahead and set up the business portion right here when we came back, okay, to go ahead and as a property up underneath with her because she had backing with monetaries and so forth with the money that we're married, so to back it up, this is supposed to be branching out our business and so forth, right? And whether or not PPP loans were given. So this PPP time, this right here is PPP loan time, revocation, examination on the under a Pluto Piscean blood moon right now. And that's a Pisces. This is a PPP, okay? The first P, it comes out of our mouth, pay, mouth, which is jawbone credit, which we don't operate on anymore. Because it is what it is, just the way it is. So that's the first P. Okay? Even if we go ahead and want to use PEN as ink, as we write contracts. Okay? So that even that's what a PPP loan is, we're going to have to write a pen on that as the writer, and even those who are going to win are going to be the underwriter. Okay? And overwriter of that. So we have to be all that right now inside of the spiritual essence, okay, and the nefesh essence. And so, and that the second P is Pluto, as we've been talking about, underneath this Pisces moon. So the PPP loan moon is what this is right now, okay? The PPP loan moon and all those PPP loans that everybody went out and we went up. We went up on the website there to see how Eugene Brown actually put PPP loans into 2 daycare facilities that were located in Chicago and another place. At the same time, see, Rena didn't think I was looking. I looked to see, followed her lead because she's looking for properties too. She's backtracking. She's double doing one work, looking at their work because she's with them at the same time. But I'm looking at, so I put her name in there too. And she had properties that was not too far away, even from where we're at in Orange County and so forth. And at the same time, when they went over to, what had happened was people were getting pissed off at her own family, Bridget, and her husband AJ, because when they took another trip to Hawaii, she came back and they didn't talk for a long because Rena was being greedy. She was greedy like a motherfucker, even with her own, and throwing everybody up under the bus. Every single thing. She was just fucking greedy. Everybody was just greedy. Had what do you call it? Triangulation, within triangulations with all, and the web that they weaved. Oh my goodness, it was just like you could sit up here and they couldn't understand the fucking shit. So when you sit up here and you watch all of these W.E.B. Du Bois, these webs, or Charlotte, what's her name over there, even in Africa, Charlotte and Felix, the whole web of things it was the webs were not strong any, it's basically this Pluto time again. Pluto and Gemini. All of the reevaluation of beliefs, philosophies are out fucking dated. Outdated. 17 on the clock. Outdated. So that is what I want to go ahead and do. So again, we in this 9th house of Pluto right now. We're in the 9th year, and the 9 months that is inside of you to go ahead. We're in this regeneration period right now. Regeneration period, okay? Regenerate, and that's what we're doing. So that's the 999, because knock, 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 10 is here. 10 is here. So that's what I wanted to go ahead and jump on you here with, because I don't want Andy to think he or his wife, and definitely not Ruben, to think that they went under the radar without being spoken to directly. At least for me anyway. I know the ancestors speaking directly to you, but I wanted to make sure I got it in underneath this blood moon, all right? Be peaceful as much as you can, but regardless, be fruitful and multiply, all right? Talk to you soon. Or maybe not.